Ladies and gentlemen, it's time! Brought to you by Ringside, the best in boxing. It's the Zapata Brand Boxing Podcast. Introducing first, fighting out of the Zapata Brand Studio in Berwick, Pennsylvania. He is an expert in boxing and bagels, George Zapata!
Hey guys, welcome to the Zapata Brand Podcast, Boxing Edition, brought to you by Ringside. Go to ringside.com/podcast, and you too can get upwards of 40% off selected brands. Well, my next guest makes her return to the ring September 14th, Path to Pro, Mechanicsburg, PA, 200 Lambs Gap Road, sponsored by Level 1 Boxing. My guest is Ashley Miller with her coach, Coach Q. How are you guys doing again?
We're okay. Thanks for having us again.
Oh, it's my pleasure. My pleasure. Last time we spoke, you were making your debut, Ashley.
Yeah.
And a successful debut at that. You know, when I first spoke, it seemed like you were up in the air about the training and what have you. You were a little bit, not that you were apprehensive, you just seemed to me like you were excited, nervous. I'll put it that way.
Yes. That's a good way to put it. Yes.
It wasn't nervous of getting in the ring, because obviously you've been training for a little bit. It was just a nervous energy being at an opponent's hometown and getting in the ring. Well, you were successful. Ended up 1-0. Then you ran off another win at 2-0. Now you're facing Morgan Brown September 14th, going to be trying to go to 3-0. Let's go back to your first fight. Ashley, tell me about your first fight. What was the experience going to Berwick?
It was a really great experience. Preparing for it was wonderful. I was nervous. It was a great experience to get introduced to the world of boxing and just be in that experience of a different sport. I think that was probably the hardest part for me. And the most intimidating part was just starting and entering a whole new world and a whole new sport. And it was wonderful. I think the best experience was having my coaches and the people in my corner in the gym there, and just seeing how amazing it was to share that and to see boxing actually feel like a team sport to me, even though I know it's not. It really was an incredible moment that I got to share with my gym, and that was great.
Well, that's one of the things I want to talk to you about. The camaraderie you guys have there, and I've seen your post on Instagram and Facebook. The camaraderie at that gym alone, Level 1 Boxing, seems to be at again, another level, no pun intended. And that comes from Coach Q and his team there. Coach, is that a mainstay of your gym there?
Yes, it is. You know, when I decided to do the Level 1 Boxing, my main goal was to stray away from the traditional mindset that boxing gyms have grown to have over the years. That stigma of, you know, this coach, these are my fighters. You're not allowed to talk to my fighters. I'm their coach. You know what I mean? Like, I try to stay away from that. Like, I want fighters to be able to come in the gym and feel like they are in control of what they're of what they want to accomplish, you know. And, you know, for myself, you know, understanding that not every coach knows everything. You know, everybody has a little bit of something to bring to the table. So if I just focus and say, you can only get information from me, then I'm hindering my fighter from possibly learning some new tricks and techniques that I may not, you know, be comfortable with teaching because I don't know myself. But if I have someone else in the gym that could assist with that and, you know, help for, you know, to move our fighter forward, then that's what we'll do. So that's kind of like the mindset and the way we like to work here at Level 1.
Well, I'm gonna piggyback off of that, Coach, because I asked Ashley how her feelings were her first fight. What were your feelings after taking her? I remember you told me her walking to the ring. You're kind of like, hey, what are you doing here? And sculpting her into this fighter that I'm going to tell you now, from her first fight to now her third, watching her train, watching her put together some of the stuff she's doing, and from your expertise, she's gone from leaps and bounds, not just a regular, now to another level of fighter. What was your reaction there when during her first fight?
Listen, one thing about me, I'm confident in my fighters. I'll never not believe in them. All I ask of them is for them to believe in themselves. You know what I mean? Trust the process. It's not always going to be, cupcakes and candy every time you walk in the gym. You're going to have days where you're going to be, dealing with scraps and, dealing with life's adversities that, get thrown your way on a daily basis, especially, when you're an adult with already responsibilities. You have your job, you got your family, you got, pets, you got all types of things going on. All that plays a factor in your day-to-day and training. You know what I mean? So if you can learn to juggle that, then you can do boxing. You know what I mean? So I try to, for me, the first experience, with her, I tried to just keep her grounded and not, let her go too far off the rails. Like, oh, I don't know this, I don't know that, this isn't going to work. No, it's going to work, because this is why we train. You know what I mean? This is why we train. And like I said, you'll have your bad days in the gym. That's not for you to go home and say, oh, I'm not meant to be a boxer. This isn't what I'm meant to do. I quit. No. Take those bad experiences, learn from them, and then come back to the gym the next day with the mindset, I'm going to overcome this obstacle one way or another. You know what I mean? And, once you develop that process, it's going to help you tremendously. So, with her, that first fight, it was a little bit of that, just dealing with the emotions, I want to do this, but I don't know if I can do this. And, the outside stuff and everything else that was going on. But, we made it work. And, she came home with the W and, I was proud of her.
Right. So she wins the first fight. Ashley, you're there. You seem to be on cloud nine. Afterwards, you're sharing the belt and you're sharing your moment with your teammates.
Yeah.
Let's fast forward a little bit to the second fight. Second fight comes off. I didn't know that I saw that you were fighting, but I didn't know when it was. I did reach out to you. You told me you won. How is now you have one under your belt. Okay. Yeah. What's the experience now? What was the experience then? Or was it, I mean, Coach Q's laughing. I don't know if something happened at the second fight, but how was it? Was it okay? Oh, was it what you expected?
No, honestly, it wasn't.
Really?
So, no, it was not at all. I'm just learning. Well, first of all, you guys they fibbed a little bit about how many fights the girl had. So it's all right. But I'm learning that like my anxiety beforehand is definitely going to be the worst part of it. And then the fight day for me is always the day that everything lifts and I kind of respond to the pressure and I show up and I respond better under the pressure than I do even with the training. So I think my team is also learning to tolerate me throughout the training process because they know that when it comes time for that war and that fight that I'm going to show up stone cold and stoic and ready to go. But yeah, I'm a hard fight camp person. I really do go hard. I feel like nothing's ever enough. I feel like I'm never where I can be. I feel like I'm not doing well enough. I'm not conditioned enough. I haven't studied hard enough. I haven't, there's just all these things that I'm realizing I really go into an extreme. I go into an extreme and I have been in fight camp mode since March, to be honest. So, I'm learning how to go through the fight camp process is what I'm really learning the most about right now. And the fights are always different. Each fight has been very, very different. So
the second fight that we're going with now, what was that different? What was different about that one?
The last fight, I feel like I went backwards, and that wasn't what I expected to do. I kind of went backwards a little bit more than I thought I would, and then this fight,
what do you mean by backwards?
Just like when I was throwing my punches, I was moving back a lot. And then this fight, I went completely forward. So now I'm going to try to find the balance and find the timing and find the rhythm of when to go backwards, when to go forwards. Just finding me as a fighter, I think, is what the next part of this process is going to be for me. The first fight was kind of like my coach said, like, can I do this? Can I be in the boxing world? Can I be a fighter? And there was so much pressure on that for me because like we said, the last podcast, that was 4 years of training. That's a lot of time from my coaches. That's a lot of time from my life that I've dedicated to this, my body, wear and tear. And I was like, if this doesn't go well, that's 4 years, of that investment from everybody, not just me. So there was a lot of pressure on me to not disappoint anybody, not disappoint myself. And then now that that's under my belt, the second fight, I kind of went into like, let me find me now. Let me find who I am in this world. Let me find who I am as a fighter in the ring. I know I can be in here. Now, who do I want to be in here? And that was kind of my mentality going into the second fight. And I did find my niche I got that energy that I was looking for, that feeling of really getting in the flow state of finding who I was as a fighter. I just need to get the technique to match.
Now, were you able to think in the second fight?
I was able to think much more in the second fight than I was the first one. I'm just learning. I'm just learning that I have to continue to get more and more experience sparring and fighting to be able to know how to think properly, to be able to know how to use the wisdom. Because right now I'm just learning like when to do things and why. So even though I'm thinking more, I'm still probably not always thinking the correct things, if that makes sense.
Right. And how does your life coaching help you with the boxing aspect? Now, mind you, you have a ton of other stuff going on. Field hockey coach, field hockey camps, but that stuff is you're a teacher. Being a life coach is something to a whole different realm. How does that help you in particular now? Because now you're going you could now go up to another step, being 3-0 coming up on September. Right. How does the mentality fit with, instead of getting too high because now you're 2-0? How does a life coach help you?
Being a life coach for me personally, it helps me a little bit. But if you want me to be honest, I don't know if it does help me to be that much in boxing. This place and this gym is my laboratory, if that makes sense, for myself. This is where I come to work on me. This is where I come to put myself under a microscope and put myself under pressure. And I actually am pretty vulnerable and raw, and I do that to the point where I don't always look the way that I would want to look professionally as a life coach, because this is very serious to me. This is a personal journey that I'm on. So yeah, there's parts of me that I think that would carry over from me being a life coach, like my routines, my rituals, my discipline, my schedule, how I prepare for things and how I process things, how I think about things, the way I study the sport and myself, how I try to use meditation, how I try to use different techniques with breathing, with visualization. I use all of my skills whenever I'm life coaching as I'm being a boxer, but I think that there's a lot of room for me to grow through boxing to become a better life coach. I really do. I think this is teaching me to be a better life coach as well.
Well, let me ask you, how do you fit the time in your schedule? Honestly, because all right, so you're doing this stuff on the field hocky. Yep. You're a life coach. Yep. You're an incredible artist too, by the way. I saw your work. Thank you. You're not married? Are you married?
I am not married. I am single. So there's that. Yep. Yeah.
Okay, so at least that part of your life is kind of freed up, where you don't have the responsibility of kids and what have you. So you're there.
I have a pit bull, but no kids.
Well, but that could be honestly, you couldn't go 2 days without. Not to say you would leave your kids at home, but I'm just saying, like, your kid, a pit bull, you can't leave them out. So how do you find the time to fit all this in 24 hours, where 8 is taken away for sleeping?
Yeah. So actually, this is what I'm learning. Boxing is helping me to have to admit to myself that I can't do everything, and I can't do everything alone, actually, is the biggest lesson that I'm learning. So this sport is unlike any other because you are in there alone, but you do have your coaches, you have your corner, you have your team. But I am really struggling, I'll be honest, with the balance between fitting this sport into my life and having it be, I want to be the best that I can be. And I would love to put so much more time into this than I even do. And I do at least 3 or 4 hours a day. But what I'm learning is that as a boxer and as a fighter, I actually need to address the issue that I need more support, and I need to find a better balance, because I can't do this on my own. And like you said, my life coaching is taking care of other people or trying to lead people And field hockey coaching is also trying to be a leader, is trying to take care of people. It's thinking for other people. And then I don't really have that coming back. I don't have anyone taking care of me. I don't have anybody thinking
All right.
for me, you know?
So let me piggyback off that. Boxing is an individual sport that you have to be selfish at some point. Do you feel it's going to be hard to say, hey, it's my time now, that I'm the one that has to have stuff to take care of myself?
Yeah. I'm struggling a lot. That is the biggest thing that this sport is pushing me in right now. And it pushes me in something different what I'm learning each fight camp and each fight. It's pushing me in a different way. Sometimes it's with trust, sometimes it's with control. This fight that I'm preparing for now, I think the lesson is going to be in balance, and it's going to be in asking for help. And I really struggle at asking for help. And this sport is teaching me that I cannot do everything alone, and I have to be selfish at some point and say, I'm putting all this energy out, and my job, my life, my livelihood, who I am as a person is taking care of other people. But I have to have somebody at some point, and I have to have room in my life to have somebody to be able to also take care of me. I can't do all this alone the way I wanted to and the way I thought I could. It's humbled me, and I have to admit I can't do everything alone.
Well, Coach, jump in on that point there. You're someone who's going to be behind her no matter what. Are you opening yourself up to saying, hey, rely on us for our support for you?
Was that for me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were still talking to her.
That's for you.
No. I was saying, so now that opens up the door for you. Are you prepared to say, lean on us for the support? That way you could help her through the camp.
Listen, I am the counselor. I am the head coach. I am the gym owner. I am the friend. I am the whatever title you can put on me. That's what I am. You know what I mean? 24/7, 5 in the morning, 11 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock at night. Doesn't matter. That's who I am. You know what I mean? So does it burn me out sometimes? Yes. Do I get frustrated sometimes? Yes. But, I enjoy doing it because I know that I was blessed with a gift. And that gift is to, be able to help other people, in whatever way that I can, whether it be boxing or mentoring or, just counseling, people, helping them get through their day to day, and the reason I'm like that is because, I very rarely get that for myself. Like, I don't hang out with friends all the time. I don't, have a friend that I can just call and say at the drop of, hey man, I'm going through this. Can I talk to you? Can you talk to me? Like I don't have my parents. Both of my parents have passed. So a lot of times, it's me counseling me, on top of me counseling other people. So,
Right.
the things that I tell myself to get me through the day, like when I'm down, when I feel like it's the end of the world, when I feel like things ain't working out, is the same energy I'm giving myself is the same energy I'm giving out to everybody else to motivate them to keep going.
Now let me ask you again, Coach, if I'm going to ask Ashley first. Let's turn our attention to the fight. September 14th, you're stepping in, trying to go to 3-0. Now, there's a lot of pressure here. The reason why is because you're going for 3-0. After that, now you're going to be looked at as someone who's a viable opponent to possibly go to the next Golden Gloves, to the next level. Again, no pun intended. But what I'm saying is, this is a big fight for you at 3-0. Is this something there's a lot of pressure here, and it's in Mechanicsburg, close to your hometown there. What are we going to look at in Ashley?
What's that?
What are we going to be looking for in Ashley?
Well, I will be very excited because the field hockey kids are going to be there as well. So I'm going to have I'm going to have all my 25 kids there rooting and cheering. So, and it's going to be, I never know, to be honest, because what I thought was going to happen in the last fight, again, didn't happen. But what I think you'll see is me finding myself again in this sport as an athlete. I think you'll see more balance. I think you'll see more rhythm. I think you'll see more fine tuning with my IQ. But I think you're also going to see more aggression than anyone's probably seen yet. I think that I'm getting excited because I'm learning how to bring that, how to activate that. And I have actually way more in me than I thought I did. So I'm actually excited to continue to really step into who I'm ready to be. And it's been a process of allowing myself a little bit at a time to expose more of who I'm ready to be. And I'm excited to just keep allowing that to surface.
Now, does this oh, 1 second here. Let me do this here. Does this make put you in a position where you'd want to go for the goal? I know last time we talked, you weren't sure about the Golden Gloves coming up. I do not know your age, but would that be something that you'd be interested in doing coming up here in 2025?
Okay, so I'm 35. So if
35. So
yeah.
I thought you were in your 20s, to be quite honest with you.
Thank you. That's how I want to keep it. I'm trying real hard. I think if you stay around high school kids, it rubs off. I think that's the secret. So I'm going to try. But yeah, I would love to do the Golden Gloves. I did call USA Boxing actually earlier this year to try to understand what the rules and regulations are going to be with age. I think I will be able to be a component in that, opponent or whatever, a component in it, like something within it. I think I'll be allowed.
Yes, you'll be a component there. Yes.
I think so. I mean, I think I'll be allowed to be in it. So we'll see. If I'm allowed, I would love to do it. I want to keep advancing. So I want to be able to take every opportunity that I'm given. I want to push myself. And this is also going to be my last season coaching field hockey. So after this November, I am ready to give everything I have, focus-wise, time-wise, energy-wise, to this world and see what we can all get out of it for us as a team and a gym.
Where are you coaching right now?
West Perry High School.
Okay, where's that?
What's that?
Where is that?
It's up in Perry County, if you know where that is.
We played them in football. I don't. It's somewhere. I don't know exactly where. I know it's somewhere. It's kind of by Harrisburg area.
Yeah, so it's like around Newport, Duncannon. It's kind of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
so
you're New Bloomfield, if you know where New Bloomfield is.
Where is it now?
New Bloomfield.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And this is your last year, and that's it?
Yes. I've been coaching for 6 years, and I'm stopping. I'm going to retire with the kids that I started with in 7th grade. So they're seniors this year, and I think it's just kind of the perfect time to graduate with them in a sense, and then really show up in boxing full force.
Well, we're certainly looking forward to you here coming on September 14th. You're trying to go 3-0. Ashley Miller stepping into the ring September 14th. Path to Pro, sponsored by Level 1 Boxing. Doors open at 2. 3 o'clock, first bout. Tickets are on sale. Coach Q's number 717-210-9151. They can get a hold of him. Get some tickets there. They're going to be available probably up until the fight time. Probably get them at the door. But also, from what I heard, this is not me talking. This is just what I've heard. October 26th, there's a fight in Berwick, Pennsylvania. In Berwick, Pennsylvania, if you come back 3-0, would it be possible to have a rematch right here in Berwick with the person you fought the first time?
The person I fought the first time in October? Well, first of all, if she wants to come down to that 112 weight class, is where I'm at right now. So
are you 112?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. So when I fought Aubrey the first time, I was not that weight. I was actually substantially lighter than that weight class.
What did you decide to go down to 112?
Yeah, because I wasn't even the right weight for the fight that we had with Aubrey. She was much heavier than me. So I went down to 119 the fight after that. And then that one we didn't even fight. But so then I dropped again. My weight is actually 115 right now.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Is your fight on September 115 or 112? 112.
Yeah.
Wow. That's but you're pretty muscular, so that helps. Well, it's good.
I'm all muscle right now, and I actually feel really great at this weight. So I'm gonna stop trying to put on more weight, trying to go back up to where I was. I've just lost weight with all this training, and I'm going to just keep living like this. So this is the weight I'm at, and this is where I'm going to stay. September is going to be my last fight because I'm struggling to find the balance with coaching the kids and getting here.
Oh.
So until the season's over, September, our show is my last one until probably around December, January.
Okay.
So if she ever wants to come down to that 112 weight class after hockey season, that's totally fine.
After hockey season. That sounds funny. No, yeah. But that would be a good matchup though. 112 is your weight class, fighting Morgan Brown, September 14th. Path to Pro. Yeah. Get your tickets. 717-210-9151. Ashley Miller, Coach Q, thanks for coming on the podcast. We really appreciate it again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hey guys, that was Ashley Miller with her Coach Q, and they're fighting September 14th at the Path to Pro event, sponsored by Level 1 Boxing. Tickets are on sale now. You could get tickets by reaching out to Coach Q at 717-210-9151, and you could get your tickets there. The doors open at 2 p.m. First bout at 3 p.m. Well, one other thing before we leave the show, I just, again, wanted to reach out to you guys, all my subscribers here. You guys are incredibly awesome. The Kim Nespoli Fight Stage 4 Cancer, Breast Cancer GoFundMe is still up. They are closing in on $130,000. We need to get her to $200,000. I know the goal is $185,000, but let's get her up to that $200,000 mark. So there's zero stress on that family. You got Kim, you got Jonathan, Lily, and the two twins, Jack and Jet. And as always, don't be envious of what I've accomplished in my life. Be inspired by what you can do in yours. We'll see you next time on the Zapata Brand Podcast.
Thanks for watching the Zapata Brand Podcast. Please subscribe to the podcast and listen where all podcasts are available.